Hey, how's it going, guys? I want to thank KYY for sending out this triple portable monitor. This one is the X90A model, and this one's a little interesting, and I'll get to that more in just a moment. Here are the specs on the back. I'm not going to go over everything. It seems like it's pretty straightforward. It's a 14-inch screen. I mean, there's two screens, 1920 by 1080 display or resolution. Now, the one thing that's a little concerning with triple monitors is the fact that they're not always compatible with every laptop or any laptop. But this one might be if there's a USB-C port, because it seems like there's only one source that's needed. It shows a few different ways to use this. There's standing mode. There's the regular where you just put it on your laptop. And I'm going to go over the stuff in just a moment. There's the user guide here. Then inside should be the triple monitor itself here. And then here's everything else it comes with. And inside here is a wall outlet. There's an adapter right here, which is really nice to have in case if my laptop doesn't have it or something like that. Oh, and can't forget there's also a USB-C to USB-A cable. And here's the monitor itself here. What's nice about this is that this seems a little thinner, more thin compared to other triple monitors that I've seen before. It's not too bulky, nothing like that, and it's actually, I kind of like that. On the back there's this kickstand, which is nice. It can go all the way back by about 80 degrees, I want to say. And there are rubber tacks on it to prevent it from sliding on a curved surface, as well as down here. There's also rubber tacks here as well. So it can stand like this easily, and even without it being on the laptop, it can be on the side, as shown before. And then the interesting thing is that there's only two ports here. One is for the power, the other is to connect to the monitor. So I think this only uses one source instead of two, and that's a really big deal. This makes it one of the best triple portable monitors ever, because for other triple portable monitors, especially in the past, you had to have a dual HDMI adapter. You got to get that separately. It doesn't come with it normally. Got to see if it's compatible with your laptop, and then you also have to see if there's multiple channels or two channels, like two ports on each side. That means it's like it requires more cables, and it's more of a hassle. It's not really as portable then. So anyways, going back to it all. So two ports there, and then it seems like all the buttons are here on the front. And the front is nice because it's easier to see what I'm actually clicking on versus on the side or even back that others had. And then there's a few more buttons here on the left monitor. And then the other cool thing is that there's like a handle here to hold on to this triple monitor to take it around. I mean, when it's close, it's probably a little harder to hold on to, but I can still get a slight grip. And here it is connected to my laptop. Now both sides are working, so that's really nice. So I can confirm that only using one channel is more than enough. I have both of these ports hooked onto my laptop here, so everything's working just nicely as planned. And the screens do look pretty nice. They're not bad at all. The only thing that's worth noting is that if this needs to be hooked up onto the laptop, it has to be a 14-inch, or the dimensions have to be right for these to kind of lock in place. Unfortunately, there's no hook or anything like that that'll keep it in place on the back of my laptop, and honestly, that's probably that's the major downside to this. So it can only be used outside of my laptop because mine is a 15.6-inch, so it won't stay back there. I mean, it can kind of stay like this if I want it to, and so technically it'll be a triple monitor, but it's not connected at all. So that's the one thing to keep note of. I don't have the kickstand open. It's just standing like that really nicely. Both sides are. Just to give a better view, this is what it's like. And I think it looks kind of nice still, all things considered. I wish it did hook up though, because that might be very useful in certain areas if there's a really tight space, or if there's not enough space in the back. Then having this hooked on would be even better. Especially at in a class or something, for instance. If I need to use 3 monitors, it's sitting on my lap, it would be better to have it hooked on. That's one scenario where I think it would be useful to have it hooked on. But nonetheless, the show must go on. It's not a big deal breaker for me, but I can understand why it could be to others. Here's one cool use case scenario. If I'm working on a project with other people on my laptop, I can have this kind of folded out like this. So one side, it's people can see on this side, and then people can also see on this side. Not the best camera work, I know. But regardless, this is really cool to have. Really useful, I'd say. And there can also be a portrait mode. So it's very versatile, and it's really nice and cool. The screen itself has this kind of matte-like finish, and If on one hand it does feel decently laminated, but I can see kind of the blacks on the side here. It is what it is, take that how you will. It does get decently bright. The color reproduction is decent. It's not too dull or anything. And the menu is pretty easy to understand and go by. It's pretty straightforward. And also adjusting the brightness too. Okay, watching videos on here is fine. No problems whatsoever. And doing a lot of basic things. Won't really notice any major issues or lag whatsoever. Gaming on here with Dark Souls 2. It's definitely playable. It could just be me, but it seems like it's just slightly slower, so for any FPS type of games, I wouldn't really be playing on this screen. Of course, there is the monitor itself, the laptop screen, I mean. That would be worthwhile, but yeah, for this, it's still okay for like light gaming, but it's really more so meant for productivity. And I think in that area and realm, despite it not being able to connect onto my actual laptop, it's still very nice because being able to use it on one channel or one source, yeah, being able to just hook on 2 cables instead of 4 or 5 is so useful, and not having to get an extra, like, or a dual HDMI adapter. It can't be understated that this makes things a lot easier, having to avoid all that, and it makes it much more portable and friendly, especially with having this handle. It's pretty nice, and overall I'd recommend this. I think it's great. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Again, this is probably my favorite one so far. Besides that one foldable one, this one can kind of hang on a little better than that one, so there's that. So yeah, I'd like to know your opinion. Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching.